Cryptonauts and Ravenites all around the world. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Once again, we're doing our weekly update of the development meetings and the development channels update on the Ravencoin server in Discord. And we are live with a couple people over in Twitter Spaces right now. We have Crypto, Lisa, JC, let's see, who's that? The mute button's in the way. Super Code Fan or Sunny, let's see, who's that? We've got JW and AZN. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, let's get started. Obviously, you guys know last week there was absolutely nothing going on in the meeting, as you guys can see here. Highlight this here. Nothing going on. That's the entire meeting of last week. Today, December 3rd, 2021, we actually have stuff going. So here we go. Starting the conversation. Kinkajou, channel open at 1 p.m. LSJIO7 responds, hi. And then he says hi with lowercase, speaks normally. Crawl Verde jumps into the conversation with a waving hand emoji. Hello. FDOB responds, hello. Tron responds, hi. LSJIO7 responds, I put together a list of items to discuss, but not sure if people want to add things before we get started in earnest. Number 1, release date. When anticipated for P2SH and the latest update to GUI. Number 2, testing P2SH and release V4.7 test 3 by FDOB. Needs more testers, specifically ARM/OSX/Arch. Number 3, testing P2SH. I found that using the console is required. Propose adding GUI for P2SH multi-sig address creation. I say 1 to 15 addresses only, and spending process to obtain partial hash to send to cosigners. Number 4, ideally also need a demo or explanation, console or other, for multi-sig creation and making a transaction for the various assets be useful to those wanting to test and try the software. And number 5 is a link to www.ravencoin.timeline.ovh/rvn-made-easy-for-any-business. FDOB responds, I don't think the quote-unquote funding external projects part has anything to do with development. Do that in a foundation meeting, please. Tron responds, gut feeling is that we don't start counting blocks until after the halvening. Downloads can be available before then. FDOB responds, I was hoping to gather troops and make a release before year's end. I have a lot of work until the holidays. He got 2 thumbs up on that comment, and it does not get much easier once the holiday is over, for me anyways. LSJIO7 responds, so counting starts in the beginning February, essentially with releases hopefully ready by the end of December. That's the plan at the moment anyways. Tron responds, sounds good. And he got a thumbs up emoji. Crawl Verde responds, yeah, I can be a lot more active once the holidays come. He got a heart emoji. LSJIO7 responds, number 1 is covered in my opinion. Anyone wandering in late, please feel free to comment. Or later than me. I'm either 12 hours early or 12 hours late. No half measures. Number 2, testing P2SH and release V4.7 test 3 by FDOB needs more testers, specifically ARM/OSX/Arch. FDOB responds, great progress in the test in the last few days. Got some checks on my list. Crawverde responds, I can build on my Pi. I think that would cover ARM V. 7? LSJIO7 responds, this and number 4 are kind of linked in my opinion. Number 4 is ideally also needs a demo or explanation, console or other, for multi-sig creation and making a transaction for various assets. Be useful to those wanting to test and try the software. FDOB responds, at Crawverde, you don't have to build. You can just test the binaries or build if you want. Crawverde responds, I'll go the whole 9 yards. FDOB responds, would be nice if you also test the binaries I made. Check that in my build environment actually works. He got a thumbs up emoji. And Ravencoin.timeline.ovh jumps into the conversation. Number 5, www.ravencoin with the link. Sorry, he jumped in with the link. Number 5, ravencoin.timeline.ovh/raven-tokenization-made-easy-for-any-business. You got 2 thumbs up. LSJIO7 responds, I have something for console and making the P2SH addresses. Spending from that address I need help with though. Crawlbetter jumps into the conversation. I want to try to stick to Tor v3 support before release 2. Hans Schmidt jumps into the conversation. It would be good if someone, in addition to the test I did, could test ACID atomic transfers using P2SH. He got 2 100% emojis. Crawlbetter jumps into the conversation. Yes, sir. Could you link your rundowns regarding that again? Question mark. FDOB responds, we could try, but I suggest releasing without Tor v3 first, then make a one with Tor v3 pretty quickly after. LSJIO7 responds, this is what I did for making a multi-sig address and documented, etc. Creating a multi-signature address with Raven Qt 4.7, a 2-3 multi-sig address can be created by following these steps. Number 1. Gather or generate 3 Ravencoin addresses on whichever machines will be participating using get new address or get account address RPC commands, or copy and paste from the GUI. Number 2, get the public keys using the validate address RPC command for each address using the get address info and copying the pub key value. Number 3, then create a 2 of 3 multi-sig address using the add multi-sig address, e.g. Raven D add multi-sig address 2. And there's a bunch of numbers thereafter. Second pub key and third pub key, so on and so forth. Yeah. Number 4, add multi-sig address returns the multi-signature address. Be a little careful. The public key are raw hexadecimal and don't contain checksums like Ravencoin addresses do. You can then send a fund into that 2 of 3 transactions using the normal send to addressed / send many RPC commands or the GUI or anything that's been updated to recognize multi-sig addresses. FDOB responds, I pretty much want the release to be close to test 3 without much code change. If we make it and feel good about it, I can change my mind. You got 1 thumbs up emoji for that. Hans Schmidt responds to Crawlbetter. Every contribution is welcome, of course, but rushing into Tor update seems risky to me in light of all of the things already in there which could use more testing. Hans got 5 thumbs up emojis. Crawlbetter responds, I'll work on PR, but leave it on the back burner. LSJIO7 responds, I need help with how a user can send from a multi-sig on RVN using assets. Raw transactions are fun. Tron responds, if the Tor update doesn't impact consensus, it can be added later and without a hard fork. Tron got 3 thumbs up for that. Crawlbetter responds with a link hans-schmidt.github.io/mastering_Ravencoin/analysis/HTLC_cross-chain_p2sh_with_btc.html at Hans Schmidt. This is still your latest work, correct? Question mark. FDOB responds, FYI, I'm working on Gitian building to be able to make deterministic builds like Bitcoin did. They switched to GUI-X. PR is in the list as a draft. It builds and works, but only deterministic for OS X. I have not had many time to figure out why. Okay, FDOB responds to Tron. It does not. You got 1 thumbs up. Hans Schmidt responds to Crawlbetter. Yes, for P2SH asset atomic swaps, it is tedious, but should provide an outline to follow more testing. Crawlbetter responds, awesome. LSJIO7 responds at Crawlbetter. Awesome, thanks for linking and making. Tron responds, thank you everyone for helping on this release. Tron got 2 hearts. LSJIO7, item 2 done. We need We need more community testers for arm/osx/arch, please, with a winky face. And he got one finger up, or two finger ups. Okay. Tron responds, can I put a call out on Twitter? And you got one prayer emoji. Let's see. FDOB responds, I found out that crying on Discord helps. And he got three crying ravens and one laughing with joy emoji. LSJIO7 responds, item 3, testing P2SH. I found that using the console is required. Propose adding GUI for P2SH multi-sig address creation, say 1 to 15 addresses, and spending process to obtain partial hash to send to cosigners. Any objection to this idea? Ideas to help? ? This may help if we consider adding hardware to wallet support later. Something simple like, with the link, here's a link, coinb.in/# new multisig for creating a P2SH address and wallet. Crawl Verde responds, that might be another thing to put in 7.1, though if it's just a GUI, it should be trivial. I'll take a look over the holidays. He got one heart for that. LSJIO7 responds, it's not consensus related, but after the P2SH fork is done, in my opinion, it would help people using the wallet and personally using a multi-sig in the Qt wallet. I'll make an issue and see if anyone wants the challenge. FDOB responds, should not be hard. Crawl Verde responds, I'll just copy whatever Electrum does GUI-wise, with a winky face. Hans Schmidt responds to FDOB. Testing on each OS is necessary to verify binary generations and dependencies, but I have never seen an alternate-OS functionality problem which risk the chain. Would you agree with that? LSJIO7 responds to Crawl Verde, careful. I looked quickly, and to me it looked like they created a separate seed for multi-sig addresses. I like the GUI though. FDOB responds to Hans Schmidt, no. It is just to make sure binaries we release actually work. He got 2 thumbs up emojis for that. LSJIO7 responds, I have seen more user errors and not specifically OS issues, just saying. FDOB responds, OS X is usually the worst. LSJIO7 responds, item 3, done. I'll create an issue. FDOB responds, I'll have to take a 20-minute break in 10 minutes. He got 1 thumbs up emoji for that. LSJIO7 responds, item 4 was converted earlier. Item number 5 with a link, ravencoin.timeline.ovh/raven-tokenization-made-easy-for-any-businesses. I have not looked at this yet. Hans Schmidt responds, not surprisingly, stuff worst best on the platform which the devs mostly use. LSJIO7 responds to his own message. This looks like a request list for Layer 2 development. Something mentioned can only be done by a business like sign-ins and banking links, etc., etc. Okay. FDOB responds, I like the idea. I guess it's just much like Mango, isn't it? LSJIO7 looks like a skinnable mango, but the banking connection centralized around a on-ramp, off-ramp, for want or better words. FDOB responds, the request is someone makes it and shares it for free to anyone on GitHub. Tron responds, Mango can be white labeled, but it is free. He got 1 thumbs up emoji for that. Matin138 jumps into the conversation. If Qt essentially looked like this, they'd be set for the most part. FDOB responds, personally, I want to focus on core plus Qt, and I would prefer if the foundation directs most of its attention to the core development. The core is Ravencoin. If that somehow breaks, all L2s dies with it. Kinkaju responds, is there a reason we don't include an IPFS viewer in the Qt just for the ASIC creations part? ? That's a good question. To verify that you have the correct hash, if nothing else. So when you check to see if the asset name is available, you're also able to verify your IPFS hash. Now, FDOB responds to Kinkaju. We can make a button to open in the default browser with a configurable web viewer, but including a viewer into the core is not something I think Hans want at all. It will introduce all sorts of potential security issues. Blockchain John jumps into the conversation. That's me. Is there any company being built on Ravencoin to help secure and protect intellectual properties? Question mark. And then I have another question here. Question is P2SH estimated to be forked into the chain in 2023? Question mark. Here's the code that makes me think of that. Line number 165. It gives a timestamp here, Monday, May 1st, 2023 at 6 p.m. And here's a link if you want to know exactly where that code's coming from. It's part of the core protocol of Ravencoin. FDOT response, no. He responds to my question. No, this is just set to something that will never happen for it not to activate by accident. LSJIO7 responds as well. At Blockchain John, it was likely just moved far into the future while testing other features. And then Hans Schmidt responds to Kinkajou. Viewers are a main source of security vulnerability for many applications. Inability to choose an external viewer after you click a box verifying that you understand the risk would be more acceptable. And he got one thumbs up emoji for that. And then Blockchain John responds at to FDOV. Okay, perfect. Thank you. And I understand. I understand that now. I understand why there's that particular timestamp in the core. Kinkajou responds to FDOV. Right, I agree with that. A button would be nice so that you can view the content externally during creations, much the same way that you can view it from your asset balance. Crawlbetter responds to LSJIO7. Yes, Electrum has their own mnemonic system. Some may say it's better than BIP39, but the rest is the same. Blockchain John responds, how can I become a Raven IPFS node host? Question mark. From what I understand, there is a script, not that scans assets and NFTs minted on Ravencoin, and IPFS is pinned automatically by community of volunteers. I totally chopped that up. See what happens when you type at work? LSJIO7 responds, raise an issue, and if a dev wants to help Ravencoin, they can add it. He was responding to Kinkajou. Then Blockchain John responds, there's been a concern from the community that some pools are getting too large and causing issues in the network. There's been a recent delay of 8 minutes with no blocks being discovered, which was said to be due to mining pools manipulating the network. We definitely need more pools if this is the problem. Now, Tron jumps into the conversation. He responds to my question about how to become an IPFS node host for Ravencoin. He sent me a link to github.com/ravenproject/ravencoin/blob/master/assets/tools/IPFS_pinner.py. I gave him a thumbs up and 100% emoji. And I respond, thank you. LSJIO7 responds, has anyone got it to work? Question mark. Not being cheeky, I have failed several times on Windows and Linux. Tried Qt and RavenD. IPFS node fails to connect. Then I respond to LSJIO7, Rutro. LSJIO7 responds, ZMQ running with asset index equals 1 and transaction index equals 1 and server equals 1. Crawlbetter responds, and a IPFS node running? Question mark. LSJIO7 responds, LOL, yes. Crawlbetter responds, it seems like it would work to me. It seems like it would work to me. What was the error you had? Hans Schmidt responds to LSJIO7, we did already do PR number 901 configurable IPFS browser URL, which defaults to https://ipfs.io/ipfs/. Tron responds, RPC, user, and PWD, question mark. LSJIO7 responds, yes, I got annoyed and set it to default even to try it. I use RPC for mining on testnet, and that works fine. Blockchain John responds, last question. I'm looking for the option to pull transactions from my address. I'm not about to take QT. Oh, Jesus. I'm so horrible at writing. I'm not about to take QT with me as it's on my... No wonder nobody responded to my questions as it's on my computer. Uh, but I would like to know what transactions as occurring on my address. How can I pull an API? Yeah. I need to pay more attention to what I'm typing. Corvallis responds, that would be an open RPC from the node, or third parties like rvn.cryptoscope.io, and I gave him a thumbs up emoji. And responded, thanks. LSJIO7 responds, some of the IPFS API stuff is depreciated in the script. If someone has it working, just say so, and I'll be quiet and refigure my stuff out. Thumbs up if you have it working, please. He has a confused confused emoji response. I have to get off, but appreciate all your efforts in the community. Thank you. FDOT response to Hans Schmidt. We can extend that to a button in the create asset view. The button can be activated around github.com/ravenproject/ravencoin/blob. A bunch of numbers and letters /source/qt/create asset. What? dialog.cpp #L515. Once a good hash is found, the button activates. One button press. We ask the user with a pop-up if she wants to open this URL in the browser. Tron responds to FDOV. I like it. It would be nice. It would be nice to have a checkbox or option to "Don't ask me again." Basically, a one-time warning. FDOV responds, more work, but I agree. Kinkaju responds, love it, so long as it doesn't prevent users from mining in the event no one has pinned the file. FDOV responds, it will basically just open the browser at a URL. FDOV got one thumbs up emoji for that. Corvallis responds to FDOV. The issue with that is IPFS propagation time. Long time and all that. There should be an override for the button enabling. FDOV responds, that will be the user's problem. Corvallis responds, LOL, okay. FDOV responds, don't you think? Corvallis responds, you're saying the button will only activate if a public gateway gets the hash, right? Actually, yeah, user problem. FDOV responds, no. It checks for QM and 46 chars. Corvallis responds, okay, I see. I was unsure of what good hash meant. Should have asked. Tron responds, we don't want the client checking for existence against server, just letting them click to open the browser with a warning. FDOT responds, I was planning on using the sanity check already used to activate the create asset button, but I guess this is a level of detail out of the scope of the meeting. Should continue in #development or #ravenqt-sig-working. Hans Schmidt responds, I think this makes sense as an extension to what we already did in PR number 901. And browser makes good viewers because they have already evolved into security sandboxes. Nonprofit jumps into the conversation. Didn't see it answered, but may have missed it. What is the ETA for the P2SH hard fork? FDOP responds, at nonprofit, hope to release before year's end. Start counting after having it. Early February, activated around March if pools upgrade. He got one thumbs up. I better give him another one. Awesome. Actually, give him some more responses here. Give him that party emoji. Give him, let's see what else. I'll give him 100%. I'm going to give him everything I can give him. Here we go. Give him everything. Give him watermelon. I even give him watermelon. Who else is doing that? Somebody else. Who's doing that? Cryptolisa. Okay, nice. Thank you. All right, bad guy, TY, jumps into the conversation. I came late but didn't see it mentioned. Did you guys get your help with raw transactions at LSJIO7? I would also like an ETA for the hard fork. I have all but decided that is going to be a requirement for Squawker's usability. I'm being dumb. I'll just move to testnet where it is already activated with a disclaimer that nothing we do there will be carried over. He got one thumbs up for that. Then Kinkaju responds to bad guy TY. Just answered. Expected in February-March, but ultimately depends on the pools/miners. And then Kinkoju ends the conversation, ends the meeting with, if there are no questions / issues for the core devs, I will close the channel shortly. And that's where we end the meeting. All right, you guys, are you guys still awake? Are you guys still here? Any questions, concerns, or comments you guys want to give?
I finally figured out why you like reading this.
You learn a lot, right?
Because you want to read your own comments.
Hey, JC, once you, hey, you're in there too, dude. I got to get to the next section, to the development channel. I know you were up in there earlier today.
That's the only reason why I'm here.
Because you want me to hear, you want to hear me read it to you, right? Yeah.
No, I want to hear my
name. Yeah. All right, so you guys did get that, right? P2SH is being activated before year's end. Awesome. Cool. Developers, good job, man. That's a lot of work. All right. Let me get a sip of water here before we start in the next channel, the development channel. That was like a half a bottle sip. Excuse me. Okay. Let's head on over to... is that a lot to read? No, actually, I think I can do that. Yeah, let's start from December 1st, about 3 days ago. Where'd it go? There it is. December 1st. Sir Marquaz starts the conversation for the day, responding to Joe Juice. Because Ravencoin is a fork of Bitcoin, I would look up something like interacting with Bitcoin Core RPC. Maybe then you can find more resources if nobody responds. Let's just go back a little bit. Let's see what is going on. Joe Juice is... Okay, so I'm going to get to the point. Is there any guide to using a website to interact and set up a Raven wallet server? I want to put my effort in a DEX, like a full-fledged DEX that actually works. It might need months of work, but I wouldn't mind trying. Now we know what he's talking about. Sir Marquaz responds, because Ravencoin is a fork of Bitcoin, I would look up something like interacting with Bitcoin Core RPC. Maybe there you can find more resources if nobody responds. Okay, now we know. LSJIO7 jumps into the conversation for the day at Joe Juice. Check this work to date. GitHub.com/Ben-Abraham/Raven-Trader-Pro. Wow. Okay, so is there a DEX already out there called Raven Trader Pro? Have you guys heard anything about that?
No.
All right, Lisa. What else? Anybody? No, nothing?
Yes, I have. I think it's called Raven Trader or Raven. It's a DEX.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can find it. I'm following it. I'll see it and I'll post it here.
All right, thank you.
Hold on.
All right, I'll continue on here. Joe Juice responds to LSJIO7. This is useful. Thanks. Joe Juice continues to respond. So is this. He was responding to Sir Marquaz. S Linux jumps into the conversation. Hi, at FDOB. Finally managed to find some resources to set up a fresh Ubuntu install and XRDP as suggested. Do we have a list somewhere of all the dependencies, packages, and stuff to download? ? FDOB responds at slinux with the link github.com/ravencoin/blob/master/doc/build-ubuntu.md. This should include most of it. He got one thumbs up emoji for that. AP3x.g, what is Apex Ghost? I'm guessing it's Apex Ghost. I have an idea to create a fork of Raven to help it grow and build in the ecosystem. How would I go about talking to developers and work together for this goal? Or maybe it's even possible to do within the Raven community without a fork. FDOB responds, what is the idea? ? Forking is a button on github.com. Apex Ghost responds, do you mind if I DM? ? Stay-at-home programmer jumps into the conversation. So I saw this issue, github.com/ravenproject/ravencoin/issues/1004, which I found particularly cool. However, I know some developers look down upon the idea of storing arbitrary data in the blockchain. So should I add the ability to send messages with transactions or whatever that be or would that be a bad idea? Interesting. Memos for Raven transactions. There it is. There it is. Issue number 1004. That's how you can scribe into the blockchain directly, into the transactions. Bingo. Bingo. See? Okay, got it. Quavetti responds, it already exists. It would just be an RPC command now. Ravencoin, and this is actually, that's the end for December 1st. Now jumping over to December 2nd, Ravencoin.timeline.ovh starts the conversation. Easy Raven proposal. Check. www.ravencoin.timeline.ovh/raven-tokenization-made-easy-for-any-business. Aim is to make Raven easy to use for non-tech people, entrepreneurs wanting to tokenize their products, services, and also company shares. This topic will soon be discussed in a Twitter space call organized by at Cryptonaunts NFT at Tron Black. And go ahead. You guys had a comment? I heard.
I was just wondering what that was. I didn't hear the last part.
It was. I'll repeat that. It's from Ravencoin.timeline.ovh. Easy Raven proposal. He has a link here about the Raven tokenization made easy for any business. Aims to make Raven easy to use for non-tech people, entrepreneurs wanting to tokenize their products, services, and also company shares. This topic will soon be discussed in a Twitter space call organized by Cryptonaunts NFT. And Tron.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so bad guy TY jumps into the conversation, responding to stay at home programmer. This is the core of squawkers, except the messages are IPFS hashes sent along with an asset transfer. So you just iterate over the asset transaction to get all the messages. Boom. Raven Twitter /Facebook /YouTube. Stay at home programmer responds to bad guy TY. That's pretty cool. However, I was thinking more of a memo system for payments or asset transfers. Like I could send a transaction with a memo. Here's my money for those tickets you wanted. Also, being able to attach a from somebody to a transaction is really what I was going to do. Make a transaction more friendly, I guess. Bad guy TY responds. But you can already do that with an IPFS hash. Granted, you need to actually get the IPFS hosted somewhere, but it's there and takes up a lot less room. Bad guy TY also responds, what can I do to help get these released ASAP? Question mark. FDOV responds, help test. github.com/fdovin/raven-blob/main/testing-4.7.0 test.md. LSJIO7 responds, I suppose anyone has a automated, user-friendly way creating Raven raw transactions, looking at P2SH and sending Raven asset, etc. Need it raw so I can get the particular signature, etc. to pass on. The help comments are making my head hurt. Might be something to just look at another day. Using Core QT. Bad guy TY responds, I just used the CLI when I was doing it. I think I also had some Python scripts. There's a library that makes RPC calls in Python super easy. Bad guy TY responds to LSJIO7. Here is the code I used when I was playing with it last. github.com/Tylerless Tyler or whatever, squawker /blob/development/account.py. And let's see. Where are we at? Yeah, that's still from the second. Okay, so let's see. Whale Street responds to ravencoin.timeline.ovh. Basically, this is what we are building with our upcoming mobile wallets. They will have all Raven features with a focus on making it easy for users. Castvox jumps into the conversation. Has anyone successfully built Ravencoin 4.3.2.1 with wallet on Ubuntu 20.04.3? Question mark. I had to build Berkeley DB 4.8 from source because what he sent a link here, ppa.launchpad.net/bitcoin/bitcoin/ubuntu. For focal release does not have a release file, and now I'm getting a bunch of undefined references to some Google protobuf errors during make. And Noobtrino responds to Casvat. I got it working on pop_os, which is basically Ubuntu, right? LOL. And he sent a YouTube link here from, Atheon. Ravencoin wallet node mining with overclocking on Linux. I'm going to give that a thumbs up, and I'll look at that later. JC Keen jumps into the conversation. A Twitter user, Ravencoin T, has an idea he'd like to present to the community as follows. Basically, I would like the Raven Dev community to build a decentralized portal so small businesses, shops, etc. can put their logo and easily create tokens. Much of what has been in mind will make sense if you look at the link below. Please note there are several tabs. He has a link here, ravencoin.timeline.ovh/raven-tokenization-made-easy- my apologies, raven-tokenization-made-easy-for-any-business. Would folks here please either take a look and or point me in a different direction to where we can discuss this idea? Thanks. He got one thumbs up for that. All right, December 3rd. That was the end of the conversation for December 2nd. December 3rd, which is today. As Linux starts the conversation. Hi, do you have some documentation about that? Who's he responding to, by the way? He's responding to Bad Guy T. Well, talking about the core of squawkers. Hi, do you have some documentations about that? I love the idea of this decentralized communication model. Bad Guy TY responds, squawker.badguyty.com is the POC. There is a link to GitHub that has the early standard and some working code, albeit you need to have a full node and IPFS server to run the current version. As Linux X, yep, I downloaded the code and looking at it right now. I saw the requirements for the IPFS service requirements, which I don't have right now. In fact, a few times ago, I contacted Raven IPFS to see if they have an APIs to allow users to push files into the IPFS from outside of the website. Can I do some manual trials, meaning uploading the IPFS first and sending assets through the Ravencoin wallet? Do you have a testnet area? Question mark. Bad Guy TY responds, I don't have a testnet area. I did a lot of my testing using political chain. How do you say that? Polity chain? Polity chain. There you go. Then bought the Squawker assets. I can send you some if you want for testing. The development branch, I think, has the code to drop the correct IPFS file version that it puts in the transaction, or you can generate the IPFS file and manually through the wallet. As Linux X responds, I'm still looking at it concept-wise. I really love the usage of assets, transactions for sending messages, etc. I feel the IPFS node requirements could be somehow difficult to make deploy on larger scale, but the overall concept is really cool, and I will surely investigate more and have a few questions in the future if you don't mind. Schmox jumps into the conversation. Hello. Anyone know what happened on Raven Network just recently? And he's sharing a screen share here about checksums, inputs and outputs, and missing what is that? Missing OR spent. Looks like he's having a lot of issues here. After block 20444414, all my nodes, EU1, EU2, US, Asia, went crazy. Blockchain John responds to Schmuck, wow. Could it be that you're mining on a bad chain? Schmock responds, what mining man? Everything stopped for good, all stuck. Needed to restart them all. Sad face. Now, all back to normal, but, Ipfs responds, I do not see anything special. Schmock responds, if it happened only to me, then that's it. I may have something, but all of the pool nodes went/are fine. Ipfs responds, I just have one, and I'm running 4.7.0 test 3. Schmock responds, well, it's not just me. Winky face, as I suppose. And here is a screen share that Schmock has pointing to some pools. Here's 2 miners. He has an arrow pointing here to the end. These look like, I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Can I open this? Let's see. There we go. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Are you guys able to see this? Alright, it looks like a spike. It looks like there's a spike in the network. Or, I'm not sure what it is. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Let's go back over here. Technology of the future. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. For the listeners out there, this screen share is pointing to 2 miners. Let's see, who's this? Miner pool and let's see, supernova.cc. Looks like they're having issues with their mining pool. Alright, continuing on from Schmock. Technology of the future. Most probably due to 2 miners spike Schmidt happened. But only God knows. More than sure. Some more smaller pools also felt the wave. Via BTC, Miner More, Mining Dutch seems to have had the same treatment as my nodes had. I think also Nanopool had it, but they probably have damn failover systems and watchdogs and smiley face. Ipfs responds, looks like it was 3 blocks found in 40 seconds. I don't usually follow this to see what is normal. Don't seem to be uncommon. Okay. Schmock responds, sure, ... After that immense spike onto miners, bunch of quick blocks was expected, but I don't mind about that. I do mind about the nodes getting stuck with those errors. Ipfs responds, save the log and I can have a look. Schmock responds, yep, seems Nanopool also had some issues, just that they probably didn't reflect it in their API. And here's another screenshot that Schmock is sharing here. I can't see that. Let's open that up. And there's a timestamp here for, looks like 2021-12-3 at 20:42:08. Number 2044445. Okay, anything else? That's it. Yeah. Okay, let's head on back. And now Schmuck continues saying, usually 3+ blocks per hour. Then on the last block, the anomaly. Well, regarding the logs, sure, I can provide it. But is there anything more interesting than the succession of a good block, the update tip, and the errors that came after that? Ipfs responds, depends. Schmuck responds, let me prepare it for you. Ipfs responds, the error isn't really an error, it's the code working. It's not allowing spending of non-existing coins looks like. And the transaction, and here's a transaction number, a bunch of letters and numbers, is not on the valid chain. Could be in your mempool. Schmuck responds, indeed, but what can I do? Smiley face. Excuse me, Schmuck gave us a link here to files.equihub.pro/Ravencoin. Here, you have all the debug.logs from all the stratums, all at the same time in completely different locations around the globe. Ipfs responds, could be someone testing something, I don't know. Schmuck responds, well, it looks pretty bad if some testing can get stuck all those nodes. Now it happened to me, 4 full nodes, and some other pools, but you got the point of what can happen. FDOB responds, do you add your own nodes as nodes to your other nodes? Question mark. With add node lines in the config? Question mark. Schmock responds, let me check. As I did this last year, probably. Yes. And here's a screenshot of add node, and these are his nodes 1, 2, and 3. FDOB responds, you should remove those. If one of your nodes gets a problem, you share it quickly. FDOB responds, at Schmock, you can use autofix mempool to avoid this. And FDOB is sharing a link here to github.com/ravenproject/ravencoin/pool/671/files. Blockchain John responds, I hope to see a lot of updates in today's meeting. Kinkajou responds, would be great if we can get some testing done on the remaining issues for OSX/Arch/ARM. Kinkajou has a link to here to github.com/fdovin/ravenstash/blob/main/testing-4.7.0 test.md within the next hour then. FDOV responds, but this time we have some progress. After my whining the other day, more testers have helped. I have a few checks on the list. Schmock responds to FDOB, okay, thanks, will do. At that time when I put them, can't remember why I put them, but it worked so much time. Not sure if other nodes from the DNS seed will be 100% without problems, right? Question mark. The autofix mempool sounds indeed interesting. Why isn't it turned on by default? Is there someone wanting to get the node stuck because of some mempool issues? Question mark. FDOB responds, I don't know. I was thinking the same. Bad Guy TY responds to Slinux. Oh, completely. Once P2SH comes out, I think I will feel good about doing a joint custody wallet with people using my site so my server can handle all the hard stuff. The end user just needs to tell me what they want to post. Bad Guy responds to Kinkajou. I would, but I don't have those that I can test with. I mean, I guess I could try to spin up the Pi and test, but I don't think that is in any state to run or don't even know it has a memory stick. JC jumps into the conversation. I have any input on the idea proposed by Ravencoin T. Basically, I would like the Raven Dev community to build a decentralized portal so small businesses, shops, etc. can put their logo and easily create tokens. And JC has a link here to discord.com/channels/a bunch of numbers/a bunch of numbers/a bunch of numbers. FDOV response. My response is, great idea. Be the Raven Dev community. Let's see. Joe Juice responds to JC. Wouldn't Mango wallet work? They allow custom token images. Kinkajou responds to Joe Juice. Pretty sure they're just missing the option to buy Raven on site and they'd meet these requirements. I imagine that's a bit of a regulatory minefield. Joe Juice responds to Kinkajou. Yeah, especially with the restrictions by countries. JC responds to Joe Juice. Would it Mango Farms? I am completely out of my element. I can only help with asking dumb questions. Slinux responds to JC. Did you check mangofarmassets.com? It is not exactly the portal you mentioned, but most of the wallet features are available web-based. Slinux responds, I see an RPC command. The command generates n blocks. Is this supposed to CPU mine a block? Hans Schmidt responds to Slinux. It is for devs to use when testing on a private version of the chain in reg test mode. Noobtrino jumps into the conversation for the, last comment of this particular session here. Anybody here have a Twitter developer? Let me say that again. Anybody here have a Twitter developer account? And there's no response to him. Sorry, Noobtrino. Sorry. And that's the end of the development conversation for today. You guys are still there with me, or you guys took a nap?
Yeah, we're here.
All right. What you guys think about that? There was a lot there.
That was fun.
Okay.
You might have to get a little better on Casey's, though. Like, I think it's very entertaining.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
John, I still don't understand what they were responding to my very last request there. And I don't understand why they're saying, what about Mango Farms? I don't know what Mango Farms has to do with what this guy's proposing. Can you help me understand that?
I don't understand either because I don't understand what they see. Um, yeah, so I'm not sure. I guess just continue to ask again. Just ask them if they can redefine what their answer is, because I
Yeah.
honestly I don't understand it either. It says would. So you asked would it Mango Farms? I am completely out of my element. I can only help and ask them questions. Then Linux responds, did you check mangofarmassets.com? It is not exactly the portal you mentioned, but most of the wallet features are available. So I would say respond to Linux in regards to that. Say, hey, I don't understand why you're mentioning Mango Farms. What does Mango Farms have in regards to the link that you're providing from what was it? To Raven Tokenization Made Easy.
Small business.
Yeah, small business. Yeah, because I don't think Mango Farms is really doing what they're doing, right? It's two complete. From what I understand, it's two different things, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I see it.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Then another. Alrighty then, let's wrap it up. Actually, any shout outs? Let's do shout outs real quick. Shout outs to moms and dads all around the world listening to this.
Shout out to women in crypto. We're like 3-2 ratio here.
Whoop whoop. All right. Any more shout outs?
I should say 2-3, right?
Yep. Shout out to Evda for putting a lot of work into the development. Kinkaju for setting up all the meetings. Let's see who else. Schmock for asking some pretty good questions and doing some good responses. Let's see, JC for jumping in, and for everybody that actually jumped into the development meeting today. Now, yeah, cool. For those that are listening and watching all around the world, you do know, or if you don't, now you know. We have been doing these Ravencoin development meetings every single week, just reading verbatim of what's been going on in the community here, coming up to the halvening. So I'll be doing this every single week. Make sure you stay tuned on Fridays. I try my best to do them on Fridays. Obviously, last Friday was a holiday, so I did it when I came back home after the weekend. But I do my best to do them on Friday, so stay tuned. Make sure you sub, like, and share this. So with that said, Cryptonauts and Ravenites all around the world, thank you for listening. Until next time, stack SATS and HODL. Adios.